Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode not 23, 24. I copied my notes wrong. Of Pendragon, King Arthur's Pendragon, the greatest game ever. I'm your host. I'm your game master. I'm your MC. I'm everyone else in this game. I'm EricVulgaris. Super happy to be here. I'm sorry we couldn't play last week. YouTube probably didn't notice because YouTube, you all continue to tell me that you binge this thing, and I love to hear it. It's super cool. But anyways, Jim, Colin, how you all doing? How was your fourths?
Good, good. I was made to watch the movie Cats, and I'm still recovering. So that's if I seem shell shocked, that's why.
Okay, I'll keep the musicals. I'll keep the musicals to a minimum this game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call what was in that movie musicals. They were, I think, death chants. They were linguistic attacks on the brain center. My ability to coherently function as a human being is irreparably damaged.
Andrew Lloyd Webber is a war criminal, I believe was your...
Yeah, that's correct. That's what I said.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm filming from an undisclosed location. Nobody worry. Don't be concerned or anything. I haven't been abducted. Everything's fine. Yeah, good fourth. I think. I don't even remember what happened that day. So it's good.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Cyrillic translations under him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about what happened last week. We're still in the midst of 496. We were dealing with sort of the reconcentration of power in the current vacuum that exists in Silchester, in Salisbury, just pretty much the whole world with the death of Uther, and thus the Age of Anarchy. You all sort of pledged fealty to the current regent, but you kind of had your own plans. So we did sort of we had our Easter feast. You secured your alliances with your own homages, your own fealties from your underlings, because each of you now has at least one knight that serves you well. And we had some plans to do. But before we jump into that, I'm stealing from Billy Shakes again for the quotes here. But in war, events of importance are the result of trivial causes. Julius Caesar, pretty much one of the best plays in my opinion. It's also really good for Pendragon. All right, so all right. Grudge Clock updates. You have no Grudge Clock updates to be had because you guys all paid the tributes. You paid the right. This year was the the Essex Saxons. There's Wessex, there's Essex, and there's Sussex. Damn it, England. So, all right. Anyways, yeah, that's where we met. Now Prince Acewine. Remember? So he was there as emissary. He had a nice life and is married into royalty now, or Saxon royalty. But there was a point of note going into this session that I wanted to bring up as sort of a starting point. And I kind of was thinking this might be something that we can game towards if you want to, or not. There's a place in Book of the Warlord, not in any other books, because Warlord is one of the last books published, of a castle that was undisclosed in these games that is kind of relevant to our game. And rather than ignore it, which is totally valid, I wanted to bring it in. It's just not going to be where the book thinks it should be. It's called Luld's Hall. Luld's Hall sits north of both Sarum and Silchester in the lands between Rydachin and those two aforementioned places. It is basically ran by, I should say, one of Uther's most loyal men. It is a castle. It is also a treasury for Uther. Undisclosed amounts of money of Uther's war chest is in that place. Somewhere to the tune, you've heard anywhere between 500 to 1,500 librum to whoever owns that. It's currently fallen onto, because its previous owner died in the feast, it's fallen to the sheriff of it, which you all don't really know. And the sheriff is currently headstrong and a very loyal member for Uther. And so he is currently pledged to Silchester, thinking that is the best bet right now. That doesn't have to remain so. But that should be news pointed up in case we want to be proactive later in the years, and rather than just spring it on you, I'm springing on you as fast as I could. Another point of order that I wanted to discuss that we didn't do at the feast was your squires. You all get new squires. I had a couple here suggested. You could either take one of these, or we can just generate a new one. But I'll be happy to go through them right now, and I will give you a little bit of commentary, as you know. Okay. You have the options as sort of Vavasors yourself to pick the squires that you want. Okay. Which is why you get this option, especially right now. Kinrain. Kinrain is a very handsome, very cute man, a little bit of a player. He hails from a little bit outside of between Amesbury and Stonehenge, and he is very suspicious of pagans. He is a solid choice if you want priests to like you, because obviously being a British Christian around Stonehenge and having that sort of take means that you have a pretty hard stance and be a pretty good ally. He has probably wavy brown locks of hair, just pretty much as handsome as you get as for a teenager, right? He also, he will be constantly flocked by men and women and everybody for him. He's also terrible at flirting, so it's probably not going to be successful. He'll drive them away just as fast. That's Kinrain. I'll put him in chat. Next up is Ruin, or Rune. Rune. Rune hails from Figsbury. He's also called, he doesn't exactly have a nickname, but he's sometimes Black Rune or Rune the Black. There's different reasons for why he has that. One is that he has scars up and down from his back and his arms from burns he sustained as a child. But really, he's known for lying and thievery as a kid. Apparently, he's one of the best cattle rustlers for a while and has gotten away with it, except when it brought to light. However, his parents paid a handsome fortune basically to make sure that he doesn't face any repercussions to the other families that they've robbed, and so he sort of has that nickname. He's very notoriously not honest, but he is quite the skullduggerer. He hails from Figsbury. Next up is Gwerdnerth. Gwerdnerth is about the size of probably about Erwin, but she's only 15. She has glasses, and she's one of the best fighters, most promising fighters from this generation. She actually hails from Broughton. She's most known for her forgiving nature. And then everyone's favorite name, Pedrog. There's another Pedrog this year. Pedrog is a beautiful MB child, who's a former Saxon prisoner. From Sussex. They are extremely religious. They are probably the most competent fighter of them all, if you can handle the shit you're going to get for having a Saxon.
I was definitely thinking Kinrain or Run, especially because Run is Figsbury, and my first squire was Figsbury.
Well, I didn't point out the commentary for Rune. Yeah, Rune's a good choice if you want some of the politics in Sarum, like some of the council people there to like you, because he's kind of a jerk, and getting him out of your hands and you kind of taking on this person and eating this kind of crap for you, because he's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Right. But
there are two ways of thinking, and maybe Jim can help me out with this. If I'm thinking Run, right, then I'm making some political points. But if I'm taking Pedrog, the Saxon, right?
You would. I know.
Right. I'm the Saxon guy suddenly, right? Like I have a relationship with a Saxon prince, and I've got a Saxon squire. And like that might not make me any friends, but it does make me useful.
Yeah. I think if anyone can, you could pull that off. I think having being so closely associated with the Saxons. I don't think Erwin.
I mean,
Yeah, he's not going to go anywhere near the Saxon, I think, in this case.
Yeah, your hatred is too high.
Yeah, it's still
and mine's low. I think I'm gonna be a Saxon guy.
Yeah. Pendragon.
So
keeping it real.
Yeah. So Kinrain, the handsome dude. If you want priests to like you, that's your choice. Rune, if you want Sarm to thank you for biting the bullet on them. Gwardnerth is the good choice if you want to be the centrist and get something that neither benefits or really pisses you off, but just very solid. And then you have Pendragon, who's the Saxon, who's probably the most loyal and will absolutely be the best squire, as far as I can tell, unless rolls say otherwise. But will also get you certainly heaps of trouble with your friends carrying around a Saxon.
All of that appeals to me. I'm going Pendragon.
I mean, I don't make bad choices for you all. Like, I give you stuff I think that it would be okay. I'm smart enough to give you stuff that's interesting.
All right.
I'm not going to give you just like 60 degrees. Maybe it's partly cloudy. You know, like, I'm going to give you thunderstorms. I'm going to give you hailstorms. I'm giving you a tornado. I'm giving you earthquake. Which one do you want?
We're always going to make sure that we have a Pendragon in our lives.
We have to now. I don't know that Erwin is up to handling either whatever Kinrain or Rune.
Yeah.
Especially Rune. I don't, just looking at pure skill set, I don't think Erwin would be able to corral him and prevent him from doing any more damage. Kinrain is probably one of those where he's like, I'm not going to let this kid around my wife. So it's probably Gwardnerth for Erwin. Someone that he doesn't have to worry about.
Nope, not at all.
So there's other things he's going to worry about.
Nope. Yeah, she is she's awesome. So Pendragon and Gwardnerth are our squires. Make a note in our notes.
And Pendragon, just the Saxon. Are they from somewhere in particular?
Sussex.
Oh,
well, okay. They were captured from Sussex, probably around Mercard Creek, and they've been kind of a prisoner and raised, right?
Okay. I'll just put Pendragon Saxon. Okay. All right.
I just need to add your all's names to these two characters so I don't forget when I'm scanning through the lists, right?
Yeah. Pendragon the first is still on it. Is staying on at Childerton.
Yes. Yep. He's still there. He's one of your household knights. Good stuff. Cool. And then I also know we all wanted to go on a raid, and I thought it might be fun to kind of start there, but I wanted to get sort of the accounting out of the way from last session. Unless, like, was there anything? You want to play our first encounters with our squires? How that goes? How your first impressions goes?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that, right?
I think we occasionally sort of leave the squires in the background, but it's helpful to remember that they are very real people.
Yeah.
Learning very real
and they're very good political pawns, right? You are the college admission people, and these are the people with essays, right? You have a lot of power when it comes to training and stuff. These are friendships that will last your lives with families. It's basically like a marriage, right? Just a little less, right? People are trusting you to teach the shit out of their kids so they're not an asshole. That's kind of important.
Yeah.
So, okay. So let's talk about. Let's start with you, Gareth, and Pendragon. So Pendragon comes from Broughton, which you have a history. Both of you have a history with Broughton. Remember, Call of Cthulhu flashbacks. Yeah. So let's talk about. So this is like kind of after Sauron, or after the Easter feast and stuff. So this will still be, you guys haven't embarked back to your manors yet. Yeah, and so let's see. Yeah, okay. So Pendragon would be. I guess there's probably some sort of like graduation ceremony and stuff, right? After becoming like basically aging out of paging, and you're chosen, and so I think you have to announce.
Yeah,
your choice, right? They don't choose you. Like you're a
No.
Pokemon, and you get to go. I choose.
We have our crests, right? We've got
Yeah.
our colors, and they're going to wear those now. So I imagine it being like presenting them their uniform.
You're picking your dodgeball teams basically, right? There's like they're probably all like kind of out there, unless well, these are like the free agents that you're picking up. Like I guess the people who already have deals, they already have the internships lined up, or those things are brokered. They're not here obviously, but this is everyone else.
So I think Gareth is going to approach Pendragon. There are three things that he wants to know, sort of like evaluating him kind of way. The first is where do his eyes go? Is he looking at me? Is he looking me in the eyes? Is he looking around to other people? The other is he's looking to see how cleanly he keeps himself. Is he fastidious? Oh, I'm sorry, you said they're envy. If they're fastidious, have they kept their boots relatively clean, especially on a special day? And the third is probably related to that, is like hair. Mm-hmm. Are they keeping their hair like what passes for like combed in during the Anarchy?
Yeah.
He wants to get an idea of whether Pendragon is capable but sloppy, or if there's already some kind of discipline there.
Pendragon's eyes are towards the exits, and sort of away from people. You sense the eyes of defeat, that no one's going to pick him or pick them. You also sense that they are nursing some sort of like broken rib, or some sort of like took some hits recently. You've also noticed, besides that, I think their boots and their clothes are old but well kept. These were hand-me-downs, and that they've done their best to preserve. I think the other thing that's drawn to you though is that around his neck is a simple wooden cross. Right. But on like a pretty nice piece of chain.
Interesting. Gareth is going to hand just wordlessly hand the uniform to Pendragon, specifically on the side they're like nursing.
Whisper. Yeah. They stand at attention, and they accept it, and I think there's probably some sort of like formal thing they're supposed to say, right? You see them without breaking a sweat, say that, I will serve you, from my earl to you, kind of squire thing that every squire's had to recite in their life. And they say it, clearly like biting through the pain, but not showing it.
Mm-hmm. Gareth is going to like clap them on the shoulder, and say,
they can't, they do grimace a little bit when you do it, right? Because but
are you a Saxon?
I'm a Christian.
In this world, I don't know if that's an answer. Do you know me?
You are the Dauntless, sir.
The Dauntless. Do you know I'm a friend to Saxons?
Because they don't know how to respond. They're afraid that they're going to trick you.
Good. That's right? What I'm. Yeah.
So they don't answer. So like, you want to press them for not answering, or?
No. I'm at that point. I'm just gonna step back and like motion, and be like, get my horse. Let's fucking go. Like.
Yeah,
I don't think the thing's all done, but like, generally, no answer is fine. Really, what he was looking for is how Pendragon responded, and mystified confusion is valid. That's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. They weren't expecting it chosen in a lifetime. I can let Gareth. You can know this, and as well as Erwin, you could know this if you want as you're leaving. Certain squires kind of look at their parents being like, what the fuck? You promised me that he was going to pick me. you know, kind of things. And like, so obviously some people are a little, they lied to their kids. I don't know what to tell you, right? Like,
That's absolutely
you can do, right? But
that's
they thought they for
amazing.
sure that they would choose you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're, of course.
Yeah.
Right now, you have to think about this. This is even worse than any other year for picking a squire. They want a manor that you can actually feed and take care of their kids too. Someone with people under them is a pretty sure bet, right? That you're gonna have things that make it through bad winters, especially coming up. These people aren't idiots. So like having that stuff would be, your stability is almost just as important, right? And the fact that your reputation and everything precedes you as well is just icing. But really, they want you for your stability. I guess your passions. But
nice.
All right. I should have let Erwin go first because of the glory, but whatever. All right, Erwin. Similarly, in the hall, in Sarm's Great Hall, which you all know oh so well, adorns probably like 3 stories, or 3 stories tall, but it's really like 1 story is open because it's like vaulted, but the rest of it's sort of this wooden balcony around it. But you'll have been here. It's all been adorned. It's the place stays the same, but the faces change, and so you're taking that in when I think it's probably the bishop who asks you to come in, as well as sort of the earl and everybody for when it's your turn to choose your squire. Among you is a giant list or a lineup basically of suitable pages. Some of them they're desperate to look taller than what they are. Some of them doing whatever they can to show off that they are growing a beard or if they could, or a mustache or whatever hair, to appear older.
Grown.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give the room just sort of a read. What it's like. What sort of the temperature of everything. Is there anybody who's going to be like upset enough to seek vengeance, that kind of thing? But I think Erwin's already made his choice once he knows anything about the squires.
Yeah.
And so he's going to go right up to Gwaednerth and
give you the colors.
Put the colors on her. And I don't know that Erwin's going to say anything at this point. I think he's there's something weighing on Erwin's mind since he spoke to his family, and so he doesn't want to draw this out.
Thank you, my lord. I swear, and she does the thing, the whole speech, and she's looking at you like, did she do a good job? Which she did. I mean, she did as well as you did back then.
Right. I think he's not going to be. Erwin's not impatient with her or anything. He's more of his mind is elsewhere. Of course.
Oh, so you're kind of distracted. Yeah. So you're like, yeah. She looks back at her friends like, did it? Yeah. Awesome. Good stuff. Oh,
nice.
Sir, Erwin, sire, what?
Yes.
She moves her glasses as she's juggling the spurs and everything you've given her. What? I don't want to. Thank you. Can I ask why?
Well, I didn't want to have to deal with a liar or someone who attracts unwanted romantic attention. You seem like you're strong.
Oh, that actually hurts. Oh, no, sorry.
You seem as though you're strong and have a level head. And I need someone with those qualities. Someone who will not get themselves into trouble.
Yes, and I'll always make sure you have a lance. You can count on it.
That you will. Thank you. And he's not going to be mean to her or anything.
No.
He's just honest.
Yeah, no, she's surprised because also you're not like weren't really talking to her, and you're like, just you come, kind of like, yeah, you did fine, let's go. And it's like, well, hold on, like, are you okay? Is everything good? Yeah, and they're like, no, like I picked you because you have good stuff, so don't doubt yourself.
Right.
Yep. Choices were the Fonz, Aladdin, or what's Rudolph.
Rudolph. Yeah.
Extremely accurate.
Right.
I think you all deserve checks. Just trying to decide what they are for how your reasonings and your rationales for who you picked. Gareth, are you merciful for that? Leaning into your Saxon friendness? Or maybe even like or forgiving in a way? I'm not
If I'm being honest, I think reckless, maybe. This was an opportunity to pick some very safe political advancement, but I chose one that I think is gonna pay off bigger than the other, but in such a circumstantial way that it could absolutely blow up.
The last time you had someone in your radish garden or your basement storage, they turned out to be a prince. So who knows what this one's going to turn out to be?
Exactly. But also, they turned out to be a prince, and I took an axe to the chest. So, yeah.
So definitely check that. And then, Erwin, do you think you're getting then prudent for picking someone who's very like not too hot, not too cold?
I'm thinking prudent or honest, but maybe more prudent.
I think honest feels like prudent is the political one you might have to wrangle, right? That's an easy thing. You were honest that you didn't want to have to deal with this.
You straight up told them, being like, because you're a safe bet and you're not going to rock the fucking boat, get in line. So right. You literally said, well, you're not going to, I don't have to worry about anyone hitting on you is basically what you amounted to. Could you imagine?
That's very true. That's very true. Well, that's all right.
Don't worry, no one's gonna sleep. No one will sleep with you. You're fine. Come with me. Damn, that's why I interrupted you. That's immediately what I thought. How she would take that is that, oh, well, you're unattractive, so you're not have to worry about that.
You're not going to be picking up other squires on your horse down by Makeout Lane.
That's some candor, for sure.
Yeah, honestly. All right, honest, certainly then. Yeah.
All right.
Can we briefly talk about how awesome a game of like Monster Hearts would be, except like as squires, just like CW, like high school drama, but everyone's a squire.
Yeah, that's some of the best stuff. Those were my favorite parts. There's a fantasy series called Inda. That the parts when Inda's in military, the academy training stuff is some of my favorite parts of it. And that just reminds me of how great that drama is and that sort of military academy kind of thing. Super good. It's also where you realize that, all of this stuff is you're just learning it. It's basically the closest to paging is so weird where you're spending so much time in classrooms learning how to like your letters, you're learning like your basic, how to bow, how to do the things. But then you're also just learning about horses and just like how to shovel shit forever. It's like all you're doing, and like how to groom a horse, how to take care of them, like how to saddle up somebody, like all that kinds of things. Like all the basic skills that as a squire you get sent out to do, to help out somebody, right? But that's what you're learning. It's not like you're really learning how to fight that much. You're learning really the noble part.
Yeah. I think how much longer are we staying in Sarum? Is this like we're finishing up? Like
we're finishing up. Yeah, this is one of the last things to do. Yeah, and you're all expected to go back, but you have time to do a free scene.
Erwin wants to check in on Gorthrin because I don't think we got to it last time. I looked down my notes.
Oh, totally.
So I think once he picks a new squire and he'll go check on Gorthrin. I don't want to interrupt him in his duties.
Oh, not at all. Gorthrin's 10 now, 9.
10. Yeah.
10. Yeah, he's 10. Man. All right. So Gorthrin, so Gorthrin's still got 5 years to go. Gorthrin is. We can either leave this to a roll, I could dramatically tell you and then let you decide. Or what, how you want. I'll let you choose how you want to proceed here. But I think Gorthrin's is getting picked on for being one of the best. He's getting the more of the raw end of the deal because he's being seen more as a favored, probably because he's so big and so strong that he's not actually he's not making a lot of friends. Oh, did you hear me?
I think I cut out.
Yeah, you froze up. I was just saying that you had a good expression though for what I was describing about Gorthrin. Gorthrin is kind of getting picked on for being the best, right? He is by and large he's definitely the biggest kid of his size. Gorthrin is a big boy, and he's strong and he's aggressive, but he's not making a lot of friends because he's connected and like people watch out, kind of for him, and they're kind of doing that thing where you're like, you'd be nothing if you didn't have Father Tathan here, kind of that kind of stuff to him, right? Or and it's kind of getting to him. But I leave that to either a role for you to decide, or you could talk to Father Tathan and Father Tathan might know, or you can pretend that you don't know as you talk to your kid and your kid lies to your face, and we have dramatic irony for a scene.
I think he definitely would have talked to Tathan before seeing
Gorthrin,
just so that he would have, how's he doing, that kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. Wow.
So if he learns it from there, he'll just be direct with Gorthrin. And,
he's doing. Yeah, well, he's excelling at his tasks, but he's not making a lot of friends along the way. I think they resent him for his size and his prowess.
Well, hopefully this helps teach him some humility. If he is able to weather this needling, then he'll be all the better suited for squirehood and knighthood. Still, I don't want to become discouraged. Who is it that's the leader of these pickers?
Right.
I don't know if you know.
I don't know, but Father Tathan would at the moment.
Sure.
And I think the dramatically apt thing to do would be there's sort of a crash, and there's sort of a scramble as kids are fighting. It's kind of like down the way.
Yeah.
Right. Then we see like a kid kind of like go through the door with a broken nose, like another, and this would be the kid that causes the trouble, right? Mm-hmm. And that says, "Yeah, we're not done. I'm getting you," kind of thing, right? Let's go. And like you see like the other kids like shuffle out, and like it was like to Gorthrin's kind of room or like a closet or something. They try to conk him down in.
Yeah, Erwin pays attention to that kid. He might be picking a squire at some point.
Yeah. Ruining his life. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, he'll, once he's had a chat with Father Tathan, kind of taking the temperature of what it's like for the pages, he'll go and check on Gorthrin.
Yeah. So I think you find Gorthrin like was doing his paging duties, something like involving, a storage closet kind of situation. Right. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he's coming out of them. Gorthrin definitely has a swollen cheek that he's kind of like nursing down, right? Like he's probably got something cold on it.
Yeah.
And he's surprised to see you, right? He sort of stops.
The other boy seemed to got the worst of it.
Oh, you saw that.
I did.
It's nothing.
Be careful, nonetheless. You never know when simple brawl will become something worse. We'll see if he listens to me. He's gonna.
How else am I going to learn how to be steadfast and loyal?
That is, those are qualities that you will learn over time. Now is the time to learn how to serve, for you learn how to lead. Other than the picking on you, how else? How is everything else going?
Fine, I suppose. I'm just doing okay. And really, like, to a kid though, like getting picked on is his entire life. So like you're asking me the other things though.
It's all that happens.
I mean, I've been learning my letters. And, yeah, I've been learning my letters, and I realized that I've been taking care of, or your horses wrong, or whatever. Like our stable hands are doing it wrong back in Shoulderton.
I have to instruct them when you return.
Yeah. I've been hearing that some kids have been leaving Sarm and going back to their manors.
Some of them, yes, I'm sure their families are worried about them.
There's a talk of a war at Silchester.
There's talk. There's always talk.
Is it gonna?
There's that cat.
I hear you. I'm having flashbacks to the movie. Idris Elba is gonna teleport in.
So yeah, the kids hear the rumors and stuff. They're like, shit's going down. So they're So he wants to know if he's getting picked up, if he's getting taken out of school, or what's going on.
Yeah, I think
they don't really. I mean, he wouldn't say they don't tell us anything. He's not smart enough to realize that, but yeah, or wise enough.
Well, you'll stay with the pages for now. If things become dangerous, then I will come fetch you. But for now, it is important that you stay here and learn what you can. We will have need of strong sword arms in the future. And I do not want to deny you what you are learning here. Keep your ear to the ground.
Hey.
Learn what you can. And don't mind the bullies. There will always be bullies.
I think the hardest thing for me has been I miss the woods around Shoulderton. And playing.
Is that?
Just the exploring. Here is so smelly and civil and clothed in salt and yes and bowing and no air. It's never fresh.
This will not always be
I'm not
your
sure
life.
that's what he would say as a kid exactly, right?
Sure,
but, you know what he's trying to say is like he feels kind of cramped a little bit. Like he's fine.
It's a medieval city. It's terrible.
Yeah, like just this place isn't. He feels kind of sick all the time,
Yeah. This won't always be your life. One day you'll feel the breeze on your face again. Chance to stretch your legs, go where you will. In order to earn that, you have to stay here and do your best. Keep faith that this is...
he looks away from you, like he doesn't really believe what you're saying, and like I think you need to do something here to like give him the conviction that you probably want to actually tell him, because right now it just sounds like, hey man, you're doing great, and right. It's not, you know what I mean? It's just hitting him and like water coming off of him, right?
Yeah.
So you realize that as you're saying it, that you realize that he's not really paying attention, or like he's not really getting it. Like he's your kid, like this enough that that he's not listening.
Yeah, Erwin will stop then and change tack. It's lonely, the page, especially if you have talent. Others will resent you. Others will seek to undermine you. There's nothing wrong with being lonely, because every man needs someone by their side. Whether it is their spouse or their loyal friends. I cannot live your life for you, Gorthrin. I cannot make your decisions for you. Hello, Abby. But I can assure you that it will not always be thus. Your brothers and sisters miss you, and when you have time, I can fetch you and you can visit them. Steadfast is what you're learning now. To endure despite the troubles that weigh down on you. To endure despite being alone. It won't always be that way. He's going to hug him.
Yeah, he wants a hug real bad.
Yeah, he's going to hug him.
Good scene.
Siamese, ladies and gentlemen. She loves to talk.
The Academy Award goes to your cat.
Cat. Those cats.
Yeah, boy. There's no trait for wise. I feel like you absolutely earned something for that. I don't know, like having a, if not, Gorthrin should have a stat raised from listening to your real talk.
You could have him raise the love of family passion.
Yeah.
That doesn't have to be a trait.
But that's different than your love of your wife, right?
Yeah, I have love Lady Great and then love family as two separate.
Your love of family should definitely go up.
Okay.
So it should go to 16. Which, good job. You deserve it.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah, he's gonna keep it in mind though, because too much loneliness is not good for a boy.
Yeah. Right.
Needs a friend. How old is Gorthrin?
10.
10, yeah. Spoon mentioned it, yeah, that he's has the Ender syndrome, right? Just better and getting resented for it.
Yeah, Erwin will spend some time with him.
Yeah.
He's not just gonna hug him and leave. He'll spend as much time as left in Sarum with him.
Come on, show me the parts of Sarum that you enjoy, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Maybe riding outside the city walls.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Take him riding, yeah.
Yeah. Here, Gwydnerth. It'd be good for all of us. Get to know each other.
Yeah, I feel like that. I mean, he would probably know Gwydnerth, even kind of remotely.
He's been at this like a couple of years, yeah.
Yeah, like, why did you pick? How do you pick your squires? Did someone give you Gwydnerth?
I chose her myself.
Oh, why?
She has a solid reputation. She seems like she knows how to handle herself in a fight, or will one day. And sometimes you learn that there are qualities that are not immediately readily apparent. And sometimes it takes getting to know someone and bringing out what makes them best to find why they are worthwhile to keep in your company. And I believe that Gwydnerth is someone like that. He'll tell that. He'll say it in front of Gwydnerth as well.
Yeah, it's nice, and I think the bigger question he's going to ask is, will people choose me?
Someone will, yes, assuming that someone is not chosen for you.
Okay.
There are a great many things that you cannot control in your life, Gorthrin. I know you know this, but it is difficult to see them coming sometimes. Right now, focus on what's in front of you, not what will happen later.
Yeah. Gorthrin's a little afraid of about war. Really. I feel like the conversations in Sarum about what to do with Silchester has got him a little shaken up.
Yeah,
normally
I
he would
that.
Normally he would be kind of like full of himself, but then like having to contend with all these kids and realizing that like he's kind of realizing the stakes and the kind of what's actually happening.
Yeah, he seems different. He seems
he's
more concerned.
Yeah, he's almost like really cynical at this point, and you haven't really seen it like as for a kid.
Yeah.
But it's only because he's getting it's more it's environmental, and this is exactly what he needs, right?
Yeah,
it gets him out of his own head. Cool. Yeah, and this is like a good relaxing scene for him.
Getting jump started on character development for your next PC, huh?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're foreshadowing because the next thing to do is this horse raid that y'all want to do, and and this is obviously I don't know.
Yes.
The last time we telegraphed that obviously Erwin's gonna die, he turns into a god. So who knows what happens?
That's right? Fair.
All right. So here's how we're doing horses. And we're doing a raid. So there's this cool little like raid process to choose, and it's going to be coming down to who you pick as a target. And then what's going to happen is there's a variable amount of loot that you get. And what will happen is that the amount of loot that you get, the plunder from it, you will then convert into horses based on half the rate from King Arthur Pendragon's book. So the idea here is stealing something is equivalent to basically half the treasure, right? So if you get at least two librum, or I guess let's round up to 3. If you get at least 3 librum, then you can get a charger or courser, whatever one's the 5, right? That kind of idea, right? So then just you don't take any money, instead you get the horse, right?
Right.
So that's the idea here. So but basically what's going to happen here is you can either choose a raid or you can choose a pillage. The choices here for why you would pick one or the other is that a raid gives you less money at outcome but requires fewer people. A pillage takes a little bit longer, but you have almost double the amount that you can get out of the return from it. So like that's sort of like your 2 kind of metrics here. A raid, and then also the difficulty of the incursion is also sort of the modifier for money. So like an easy one would be 1d6 raid. A pillage is 2d6. The average raid is 1d6 plus 3. The average pillage is 2d6 plus 6. So to give you sort of the matrix there.
Okay.
I know I don't have it like as a handout for you to visualize, but bear with me here.
Yeah.
All right. A raid is always going to be a battle. And the thing is, though, if you raid, you can always convert to a pillage. But the downside to doing that is if you convert to a pillage, then you also have to test pillage. And every time you're doing this, by the end of it, you're also testing your losses. And you roll on a table to see what sort of people you lose.
Ooh.
So a critical, I can tell you off the board, you don't have to worry about losses. A success means you're probably just going to lose some levies. Right. A failure means that there's a risk of a knight or one of your men-at-arms being hurt or injured, as well as levies. Right. And a fumble is pretty bad. Right. That's sort of the idea of how this is scaled out. I'm using stuff from the podcast Esoteric Order role players resources here. They linked to some Obsidian Portal one with these rules here, and that's kind of what I've been basing stuff on. Anyways, your targets.
Is that battle v battle or something?
No, it's a battle test. So it's yourself. It's not versus. It's just that the stakes are the difficulty is the stakes really, as how it is explained to me at least. Here are your targets, and I wanted to ask you all about. And this also might decide how big of a group you want to get together to do.
Sure.
So there's Silchester. Silchester's average difficulty. You have Sussex, which is hard. You have Salisbury itself, which is easy. It has its own problems doing that, right? Dorset, to the southwest, average, and Somerset, average.
I feel like if we're gonna rate a neighbor, a direct neighbor, it's gonna be Silchester, right? Am I wrong here, Jim?
It's when it raid Saxons. You could also,
let's raid Saxons.
That's the other thing.
You don't like the Cornish?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm saying if we're going a neighbor, we're going Silchester, but I like the idea of Sussex. I like the idea of like you only YOLO once, you know? They accepted a bunch of tribute from us, right?
Yeah,
let's get some of it back.
Is it Essex or Sussex that we pay tribute to?
Sussex.
Okay.
No, wait, was it?
King L. Do this. Let me look at my notes.
I don't, man.
L,
they're all. It's something sucks. It all sucks. It sucks.
Right.
Aswine of Essex.
Okay.
That it's Queen. Son-in-law to the Queen of Essex, Aethelswith.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So
that is a distinction
Essex.
that is absolutely lost on Gareth, even though it's just a memory lapse for Colin.
All Saxons out there.
Yeah.
So Erwin has been mulling over his conversations with his family and where their loyalties lie, and like it's sort of like he's never had I don't think he has any traits related to Silchester, and so he might. I want to know Silchester.
I mean, you raiding is not going to cause a war. That's not what this is about.
Figure, yeah. Okay. That's good to know. Then,
just so you know, stakes wise.
Okay.
It's if anything, I haven't stressed or emphasized raiding enough in this campaign. Everybody raids like every year. There's like literally a raiding season. You just do it. You do it against your neighbors. You do it against you do it against your friends. Like everyone raids, and it's just the deal.
Let's do a Silchester pillage or a Saxon raid. If we're gonna do hard, I'd prefer we not go risk losing everyone.
Cut to the bunch. All y'all are in your armors, and you're going around like a tree stump, and like you put out like the rudimentary map. So we either go here or we go here.
Yeah. If we're being honest, let's maybe pillage Silchester, because like my battle's still only 16. I've bumped it up once. So
yeah. Are you looking to get a charger or a courser?
Yeah. One of you is the leader.
I need everything. All of my horses are rolling at -3 right now. They're gonna die quick.
Yeah, because I've got a couple of chargers that are only 5 years old and that tourney courser. Which is
a couple chargers. You have a couple. I have 2 horses total, Jim.
I can't help that you got knocked out in that. No, that was the one you ran away.
That's true.
So yeah, if that's the case, then pillage Silchester. That sounds like the way to go. So.
Let's pillage Silchester.
Okay. Well, here's something I didn't mention, and this is on me. When you engage in a raid or a pillage, you are checking a trait. When you raid, you check vengeful, and when you pillage, you check selfish. The idea here is by checking selfish is that these are the things that you're taking that also you're not giving to your lord. Typically, when you raid, you give a little tribute, actually you give almost all of it to your lord, and then your lord gives it back to you, right? But by raiding and pillaging, you're kind of like circumventing that, and which is why it's selfish. At least that's how that's the mechanical effects of it as well.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
And even if we don't have, strictly speaking, a lord, this is still ideologically like our internal landscape.
You swore. In last session you swore. You swore to the regent. Like
I meant in a practical sense.
Oh yeah, practically. Yeah, but practically rather than performatively. Yeah, sure. All right. So Chilster, that's an average battle. So the leader of this raid and also the size of this raid. Typically a raid is somewhere between one maybe 3 up to 3 knights, with 3 lineage men a pop, and then like anywhere between 20 to 50 levies. Your levies are not really soldiers, but more just like your dudes with the wagons and stuff, like to get stuff out of here, right? They're obviously some of them have bows and things like that, but really they're just your Army Corps engineers. They're the ones who are just actually here to help you out more.
Yeah.
They're
carrying the food
porters.
And porters. Yeah, they're just porters.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Here we go. So I'll take Pendragon and Greatnerth and whoever else is in.
Yes, it's their first raid. Imagine. Yeah. Oh man, imagine this. Oh, that's great. What a good time.
I would like to bring either
get on the horse, loser. We're going raiding.
Yeah. Jim, do you want to bring another knight with us, or do you want to just be us?
Yeah,
two?
you can bring your liege knights for sure.
I was gonna say Nesta would be the other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or Frayed. Butter him up for our plan to marry him to the widow for the Confederation of the Born.
My other thought was, or he has an accident.
I do want to.
I've already gotten back. That's right. He controls the one that's between Cholderton and Allington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
I don't know that Irwin's that is that devious.
Idmiston. Yeah, Idmiston. He also controls Figsbury. Right below it.
Figsbury, yeah.
Okay. If he's willing to, I think that would be.
You haven't hung out with Frey in a while.
Yeah. This guy still thinks he's best friends with us.
Frey went raiding with you all last time.
All right, let's see if he's up. Let's see if he's down for it.
Oh, yeah. When's the last time y'all raided?
God, that was after Mirkwood Creek because I was sleeping off some hurt.
486?
Well, the last time
so.
Erwin went raided, he got an
Something
axe
like
in the
that.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you have a lot of balls coming to me after 10 years. You know? You know? No, he's not like that at all.
No.
But, you know, so Freyd's coming home. He's got his own noon squire. Remember, Freyd was studying the blade for a while. Getting in touch with himself again.
Fantastic.
He no longer has 500 Days of Summer playing constantly. Because it's exactly what Sir Freyd would do. or listening to the latest Coldplay album.
He would be played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Agreed. So I guess both of you kind of show up with this, right?
Yeah.
And the first thing he goes, no, you know, like I don't want you, you know, Hail Knights, I'm good, you know, I don't want, and yeah, and then you kind of have to approach him, you know. He's kind of like he's kind of reticent to the idea of being solicited for something. Like, you two are here, something's not, you know what I mean? You have a plan. I just want to. This is a shitty year. I just want to be left alone, kind of thing right now, right? Like that's kind of where he's at right now.
If he doesn't want to come raiding with us, Owen, maybe we'll have to find someone else to wear this Cool Friends t-shirt.
Easily, I'm sure there's a great many people who would love to have the t-shirt.
I'm not agreeing to come, but what size t-shirt?
It says here it's size frayed.
Size big dumb loser is gonna come with us.
Is he like putting on a show of resistance or
no? I mean, it was one of those things where it's like, get out of here, you two. Like, you guys, as they see you rolling up here, right? Like, what devil?
Yeah.
You know, what's the story the devil has told you this time, you kids? You know, tell me. And really, like, really, that's kind of like, you know, what scheme?
Well, funny you should say something.
Yeah,
and,
so the only reason you ever show up to my house is for some sort of convoluted plot. Never, hey, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Fred? How do you want to become Earl?
Oh, great. You know, my housemaid just made some great blackberry pie or whatever. Pastries.
If you would like to eat pastries all summer, then we can go somewhere else.
I'm surprised. No one's mentioned it, but you actually having a love of pastries might be a thing. No, I'm just kidding.
Are they eel?
Yeah.
Directed trait.
Yeah.
Savory treats.
Yeah. No.
All right.
But they do mention, like, oh, come on, we got some food. We have a boar on the spit right now.
Good.
No, it's gonna be a bad year. I'm already looking at the crops. How are you all faring?
About the same. Bad year.
Even the Bourne is reeling at the death of Uther. The whole land is.
Yes, it seems as though everyone is under a pall of some sort of malaise. Perhaps cushioning yourself against hard times with a bit of plunder will ease this year.
Rain falls on sinner and saint alike. So let's go sin and swell our household's fortunes.
So you mean to leave the Earl out of this? Just us dudes? Doing dude stuff?
Yes.
I don't think there's an Earl right now. There's a widow who's doing her best. But perhaps we can speak more on that.
What's the target? What's the target? That asshole down in Winterbourne Dauncey.
I was actually going to ask, where's Anirian from?
Oh man, Anirian. Anirian's, I believe, let's say Clatford or whatever a place outside of Lovecamagus would be. He's kind of part of the Lovecamagus court. So
Oh right.
he's not
yeah. He's not in a manor.
No.
That's
No, he's part of the court.
okay. Never mind then. Yeah, just Winterborn dancing sounds good.
Yep, just dudes being dudes.
I want to knock off every manor that has Winterborn in the name until I'm the only one.
The only one left.
The quickening. That makes sense.
There's so many.
There can only be one.
I don't think I have a map of Silchester.
It seems no, you definitely don't have a map of Silchester, but yeah, well, where's the place? And you guys are kind of mentioning stuff, so it's going to be, are we raiding someone here? And then no, you have plans elsewhere. Thinking based on your preparation and how many supplies I saw, and you're probably thinking maybe Essex. Back some of those cattle that we paid. No,
we were thinking about it.
No, you know, he's like literally doing the math for you, right? He's like, no, you're going after Silchester. You bastards are going after Silchester, the rightful heirs of Sarum.
Rightful by what right?
This makes Erwin visibly uncomfortable.
No, he's actually
he's in.
Yeah, no, he's like, by rights, I hate those people.
Then let's do it.
I've lived my whole life by abiding by laws, and well, this isn't right. I'm making a stand. Let's go. And so this is his first test of defiance. Frayed has turned bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even Frayed can't hold up to the Anarchy. And so Frayed, he actually is going to do it. You don't have to convince him. I just want to see how you would approach him.
Yeah, definitely. I was not about to make any pretense about her. No, man, we want to use you. You are
spoiling for a fight.
Real easy to steer. I love it.
Let's do it.
He's the perfect knight.
He is.
All right. Cool. So battle.
Yeah. All right. And when you said like difficulty average, does that mean? There's a modifier to it?
Sorry, it's more like your position in blades.
Got it. Success.
We're both rolling, or just
no, just one. The leader of the battle.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to go out that.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that for a second then. We kind of you end up sort of co-opting the battle here. Right? And kind of leading it. Well, that makes sense. You're the hungriest. This is kind of your raid.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Right? When people
I missed
are like,
out
what
the
are you
last
doing?
one.
Like, like we should go sack the manor. Like, you're like, nope, stables later.
Yeah. Stables first. Then if they come out, they may have left something unlocked.
Yeah. Right. And that's the parts where we see, okay, cool. Now we determine casualties. All right. So now you roll battle at -5.
Okay. Success.
Very
Good. Success means that you've only lost a small amount of levies. D6.
D6 levies.
2. All right. 2 people died in the way. Not too bad. So you quickly swarm over this. I don't know the name of this one in Silchester, right? But just you're sacking a close by manor. Yeah. Okay. So this is probably like nighttime and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No,
awesome.
You hit him at dusk. You hit him at dusk as the levies are coming in from the fields, but before the night watch has come out.
And that's why you run the battles. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably dump a bunch of points into this. I'm seeing a kind of Gareth in the future that
I like it.
This was a pillage, right?
Yes.
Cool. So then you're gonna roll 2d6 plus 6 for the outcome.
Why don't you roll that, Jim?
All right, let's do this. 2d6 plus 6.
Yep. And the other thing would be your checks for selfish.
Exactly average.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So you have 14. Now, I think the way we can do this, because it's not exactly clear. I'm not sure if it's actually supposed to be individual or like just the leader rolls it. What I would say is that I think if one person goes with it, if you want to check selfish, go ahead and give yourself the loot. Right? That's what being selfish is you're taking loot. So if you want the loot, just mark selfish and
So
roll yourself. I feel, and everybody.
We check vengeful regardless because of the raid, right? Or is it?
No, this was a pillage.
Okay. Oh,
You
so
check
it's
selfish.
vengeful
You check
for
selfish.
one, selfish for the
Raid-
other,
raid
not
is
one or two. Got it.
Raid
Yeah,
is
I want-
vengeful, pillage is selfish.
Oh my gosh, that's.
Okay.
Well, I got a new horse. At least it's.
Well, you got the plus 6.
Oh, plus 6. That's
Yeah,
better. So,
so
13. So that is
a charger is 20, so half the 10 finger discount is half off.
Yeah.
So you could
and then
convert
I have
it.
4.
Yeah.
This is perfect. Yeah, I base a Ronci.
Yeah, a Courser is 5 here, a charger is 10.
Yeah. Okay. So 13 would get me a charger and a Courser.
No, that's 15.
I'm really good at math, Eric.
You need $15 to get both of them.
Okay. Good.
And no, you cannot give up money between you two because it doesn't work that way. We're dealing with
Yeah,
Right.
that's fine. So in which case is the remainder of that, is the 3 Libra just left over, just gone?
What?
'Cause
Oh
I
yeah,
rolled-
yeah. It goes away. Yeah.
Okay. But I'll get, instead of a charger and a Courser, I'll get a charger and a palfrey, because they're like half a
That's
Libra.
3. Yeah, that's no, Palfrey's 5. Yeah, so yeah, half of it would be like 3, 2.5 round up, so it's 3. Yeah, that makes
There we
sense.
go. Okay. Good.
Yeah. So you get a charger and a Palfrey out of this horse raid.
A Sumpter is half. Those are
So you're
useless horses.
yeah, right.
All right. Good.
And Jim, did Irwin just take the money? What are you grabbing?
Everyone's taking the money.
Okay.
Like while they're raiding the stable, he's raiding something
Yeah.
else. He's pillaging something else.
So I think as an abstraction, this is pretty cool. But I also think that this means you didn't really hit one manor. I think this is sort of like a couple.
I
Just
assume
why you're able
pillage
to-
is like you got to stick around for a few days. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks of time. It's like a
Okay.
month. It's like literally like a month of heading out, hidden stuff, and before coming back.
Mhm.
Sweet.
I like it.
Perfect.
No trouble? Did anybody catch us on the way back or anything?
No. That would be kind of factored into the rest.
battle.
However, I mean, Silchester will be more difficult to raid next year,
Sure.
right? Like hitting the same target again and again is not going to be a good idea.
No, you got to spread it around.
Yeah,
All right. Excellent.
that works. Good job.
And so Erwin is going to distribute his spoils amongst Nesta and Pendragon.
Yeah.
14. Let's do 3 to Nesta and 2 to Pendragon, and then he'll keep the remaining 9.
All right. Yeah. You know what? Can you test your squire real quick, guys, to see how they do?
let's do
Both
it.
of you,
Let's do it.
because your squires
Yeah.
are here. It's less about risk and just more about, again, training and lesson.
Nice. Oh, do they start at 16 years old?
No, 15.
Oh,
Okay.
15.
But
All right.
the roll is the same.
Rolls the same, yeah.
Yeah, no, they both perform marvelously. Nothing explicitly to stand out. Nothing requiring from anybody. Yeah, so there's both of them. You've done remarkably well. Yeah.
Nice. I obviously just need to name these horses. This is going to take me 3 sessions, though.
Yeah, that's fair. It's gonna take us like 3 sessions to get through this year. It feels like so. It's all right. Cool. So we did the raid. We got your squires. You basically spent most of the summer here. And this is probably the point where you learn about Lutz Hall as you guys are coming home and celebrating, when a courier or just word around the place comes saying Lutz Hall was taken by Silchester. They've been and that's probably a big hit to Sarm's economy, I think.
As if Silchester of all counties needed the money. They're the money bags.
Right, which is by right, that's why they get it. Everyone knows when you have more money, you obviously need more money.
You need more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Money likes money.
I'm gonna kick the shit out of Duke Bezos over there.
I was gonna say the Duke. When the last Erwin saw the
Duke of the Vale. Yeah.
He's
a good guy.
He was a good guy, and Erwin had gotten on his good side because of the gatehouse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You owe him something. Yeah. And you owe him a chess game too.
Yes, very true.
Yeah. Like you all are big enough that like he's not gonna fucking like give you a Christmas card or anything like that, But like to
receive us.
He's gonna look through his cell phone and be like, "Who's this?" But
At
you're
least
there.
For his cell phone.
You're there, right?
Yeah.
You know him, right?
Gotcha.
Right?
And he's just
It's
to
only
remind
like
me,
1,000 people that are like of extreme importance in all of Logres, right? Probably like 1,000 knights, and so you're one of them. Like whether or not you're in the top like 200 that he remembers, probably not. But like you're in the list.
Just to kind of remind me, we've got Statirius.
Yeah.
Is underneath Ophius?
Yes.
Okay. Colin's loving the intrigue and is seeing a possibility here.
Yeah.
Because we're never going to get Statirius to swear off his claim to Salisbury. But the Duke doesn't give a shit about Statirius having Salisbury so much as having influence in Salisbury. And if we pitch it to him, maybe we can make. I mean, I don't think we pitch it to him as a matter of permission, but like if we get frayed to become we'll call him the nominal Earl. I think if we can get Ulfius on board in some capacity, that will help cool the embers, or at least keep it from fanning into full-on bullshit.
Yeah. I something like that. I know that Erwin wants to just see if he'll like call on the Duke or something. Just at some point visit him. Maybe not this year, but soon.
At the very least, even if we're never going to onboard him with this, I think we need him to stay out of it. Because if Statirius says, "Hey, they're denying me my rightful claim, Duke, do something about it," that's because that's the fucking Duke's job. Your underlings serve you, but you also help your underlings.
Right. Whenever there's a problem, you go to your dad. That's feudalism.
Okay. Yeah. That just tells me we need to start fostering that relationship earlier than we don't want to start doing that after we've put Frayed on the.
There's time in the year, I think that, and I think you probably could swing it to make a trip to the Duke. But I feel like the problem with that though is that then you obviously have to let everyone in Sarm know that you're heading out there, right? Like you guys going out there would be a big problem, right?
That's true. Would we need?
They need the reason. Like it's not just to say hi,
I think it's just when last I saw the
you basically need diplomatic papers, and like that doesn't exist in the way that we think of, but conventionally. That's sort of what you need. You need a safe passage kind of thing, right? You need to let people know why you're going.
Yeah. I think because the last time he saw the Duke was laid up in bed, not dead because the gatehouse was open. And Erwin is going to check up on him, I suppose. Like, I feel like this is one of those, he not owes Erwin a favor, but at the very least would entertain him because of that battle.
Yeah.
At the very least, that's the justification he gives.
And then I can do my Lady Elaine spin on it to be like, we're actually checking to see if he's on the decline, that weakens Silchester and that helps us. Even if we don't think that's the case, that's a good reason. So like you say that you want to check on the health of the Duke, and I to the council would be like, we want to check on the Duke.
Yeah. So like right now, what I would say is that without like an intrigue rule, like just going up and saying like, hey, he knows who I am. I want to go say hi. That's just not gonna fly. He's way too busy of a man to know to like ever be like, no way. But if you could spin it in a way that's like sort of like, hey, we're gonna like kind of spy for you. We'll let you know what we know when we come back. Then they might come up with like a way to give you sort of pretenses to do it. Being like whether it's like, escorting a merchant or something like that, going over that way, and you're just happen to be the bodyguards or something like that. That's
Gotcha.
They might give you a better reason than 2 nights just going on the road to another person's country.
We need permission from the Salisbury side of things and the Silchester side?
Kinda, yeah. But if you go along as like a merchant guard kind of thing, then obviously an escort is you don't need anything, because you're just piggybacking off someone who already has that arrangement.
That being the case, right? The last feast that we had before the great shit show of St. Albans, I have in my notes an NPC named Sir Pattern. Mm-hmm. He was a Silchester knight.
Yep.
And I
was quite impressed with you.
Full disclosure, the only notes I have are Sir Pattern, friend from Silchester, maybe wants to have sex with my wife.
Yeah, he was at the feast. He was hitting on your wife, I think.
Yep. Yeah.
We gave him something. We got him something, if I recall. All I have is Sir Pattern introduced himself, Knight of the Baron, made a good impression.
Yeah, made a good impression.
I thought that he came away from that with something. I don't remember. A spouse, maybe? Did we get him married?
There was an offer.
There was an offer.
Oh, yeah, right. I think Lady Elaine was supposed to like look into that or something, because that's something that she does a lot.
Yeah.
That's like sort of the steward, one of the steward responsibilities, in the same way eating yourself at Saxon Shield Wall is a nightly responsibility. Okay. I think if I pull on that will help us on the Silchester side. And if on the Salisbury side, we're just like plausible deniability, we're guarding a caravan.
I think we've got enough. I think there's enough legitimate reasons that if someone questions it, we've got answers for them, even if we don't necessarily have official sanction to be there.
Right.
And in these days, what is official?
And you just need to clear it with your earl or your regent, right?
Yeah.
Right. So like basically the widow,
the widow,
and / the seneschal.
Seneschal.
Oh.
What's the seneschal's name? I think I forgot to write their name down.
Stewart, blah blah blah. Garrett's kid, seneschal, Rufus, Lord Rufus. Rufus Sewell. There you go, Rufus.
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay. So we could go at let's just maybe a courtesy test or an intrigue for in Sarum, just to make sure everything goes okay.
Okay. Both of us?
Yeah. I think the stakes of this though is that you're gonna get denied. But then the question is, do you go anyways?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I think there's, well, I should have said one of you should roll here, but the fact that it's a middle success means I think a conditional success would be more interesting. I think you need to do it, but I think they need you to do something, as part of this, which I think would be, What do you think it is? I'm trying to think offhand. It's some either service, or they need you to not necessarily skullduggery stuff, but they need you to do some kind of mission or something while they're there. Maybe just report on laws.
What if we have to champion on behalf of like some Salisbury merchants, right? If there's a legal dispute in Silchester over merchant stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah, you have to be there for trial, like for people.
Okay.
Yeah,
and like we have to be the soft pressure because like we don't want the Salisbury merchant to lose to the Silchester.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah, and in return you get to kind of piggyback off like one of his business partners' caravans.
Very good.
That's how you're going. Cool. Saddle up.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Awesome. So let's see how bad it is on the road. So the cool thing is that the book actually has this for Crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, can Erwin roll 1d20 for me, please? This is a major road.
So we're going to Levcamagus or Silchester itself?
I mean, you go there through Levcamagus.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Hard ride.
Okay. Oh wow, yeah. So yeah, you're passing through like you've met plenty of knights as they go.
Uh-huh.
Between Silchester and losing Salisbury. I think in a weird way, while the tensions at the start of the year was that there was going to be some sort of war, some sort of action, it's not happening this year. And so there's kind of like, at this point, it's kind of late July. No one's doing any. They were like, oh, well, like, let's hang out, Yeah. It's fine. Another year, maybe next year. But instead, everyone's kind of talking about how shitty their crops are, which is kind of boring conversations. But everyone's like, mine's not that great this year. I don't know what's yours. Yeah, I know this bitter cold, man. It kind of ruined me from last year. It never really got right. Because right now, like, again, agriculture is not like that super
3-field rotation yet.
No, it's very, very much just those seeds in sacks and dudes just going like this right now. Like Jethro Tull is not going to be another 1400 years. Okay. The idea of evenly spaced seeded drill stuff it's a long way.
So everybody's griping about their crops.
At
least they're not talking about war or anything like that.
Yeah, and everyone's kind of like, yeah, we're not going to do our grains. Like, man, I'm barely going to have enough to feed my horses. I'm going to have to eat some of the horse food this year, as people are kind of talking about stuff.
But build a dovecote.
Yeah, overall, no one. But there's no like significant problems as you leave into out of Salisbury into Silchester. However, Silchester's a different story. Gareth, can you roll a d20 for me, please?
I just got a mechanical keyboard and I feel it like it is so loud.
Ah, you are a true gamer now.
It's entirely because my friend Jess gave it to me.
Ah.
It lights up.
Well.
Lights with lights.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. Let's see, let me just roll two things. Quietly. Awesome. Cool. Let's just abstract this, because I think there's probably at some point, some people are kind of eyeing you, either like some sort of like bandits or something like that. Like not necessarily like a knight's kind of like hand over these kind of goods here, right? But no, let me abstract this again. I think it's actually sort of just one of those classic tax things, and this is why you're on the trip, right? They're being like, oh, sorry, my lords, the Duke has said that there's a new, a tax on the roads here, for securities, a librum, and let's do that, right? It's probably him and like probably about six of his goon squad kind of thing, right? Yeah. Doing like the ferry business, right? Like only this time it's probably just like a big road, intersection near town. And this is what he does. He basically stops here and asks everybody to give him money. Or there could be a fight, right? But the idea here is that you don't want to deal with it, and you just pay and move on, right? I'm saying a librum because that's the smallest denominator, but it's really not. It's going to be something small, right? It's a couple of denarii, kind of thing. But the idea here is that it should be kind of annoying, and the question is whether or not you guys would agree and acquiesce and pay basically the bribe, the extortion, or would you kind of like give him the muscle? And the idea here is that he brought you along is that maybe he doesn't want, this merchant doesn't, Salisbury's not doing great. Doesn't really want to pay this.
Yeah.
See if you can convince, he probably does, like, see if you can convince him to waive it for us. Right.
We're option B.
It's very, it's vague, right?
Yeah.
The idea is vague, is that you probably shouldn't kill the dude, right? You could fight to him, appeal to his honor or something like that. But, or you can just kind of stare him down and be like,
I think
do you know who I am?
If we pay for the merchant, is the merchant then in our debt?
No.
That's, I think then the merchant is very
my
happy.
Radish crop. I am
Right.
forever in your debt.
Yeah.
I think Gareth is like very annoyed by this with no hint of irony. This is exactly what he does for the ferry down on the river. Like,
right?
no,
Yeah, it's your classic shakedown.
yeah.
This is going to be, this is England for the rest of history until like modernity.
Yeah, I think
people
Gareth
asking
is
for money on a road. Yeah.
I mean, Jim, if you're into it, I'm okay doing a little bit of flex here. Little big boy flex.
Go for it.
Yeah, I think Gareth is going to ask to clarify whether the price paid to go into Silchester is silver or perhaps, and he's going to touch the hilt of his sword, perhaps iron.
This guy's like a young guy. He doesn't really know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think would probably play to your advantage because he sees kind of how you're old, and he's like, "Are you sure you want to do that, old man?" He probably easier.
Have you heard of St. Albans?
Yeah, my dad fought at it.
You've heard of Sigarius?
Yeah, he spits, the Centurion King.
The Centurion King, exactly. Him and his ruffians. Notoriously difficult men, aren't they? They carried these strange coins with them. You'd only be gifted one of these coins if they gave it to you, or you took it from them. And I'm going to flip my challenge coin to the kid.
Holy shit, that's actually dope as fuck. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Oh. He's like, no, you stole that. It's like, no way, you took that off a dead guy. And then what's the thing that like makes him kind of quiver,
Oh, he said,
no, you took that off a dead person.
And I'm going to step forward and I said, I didn't, but I could. And I'm going to look at the coin that's currently in his hand.
Yeah.
And he's going to look at him. He's going to look at his friends. He's going to look back at him. I mean, there's no like intimidation check, right?
No.
It just like, they're just ruffians. They're not like
No, it's
household
a
knights.
young. It's a little like hedge knight. He's a hedge knight. Like his yield's gonna suck this year, and he's just trying to make sure he has enough money through winter that he doesn't have to eat horse food.
That's
Yeah.
true. Like if you're a mercenary knight, that means you're not in a household and you don't have your own lands. So you have to do something for money. And hey, if the Lord says there's a tax, someone has to collect that tax. And if it's you and you collect a little more than the tax, that means that you can afford food.
Yep, this is why historically banditry is hilarious to me and so more complicated is that, dude, everyone was robbing everybody.
Everybody is.
So yeah.
There's no faceless bandits.
Yeah, right? It's great. It's beautiful. But that's exactly what he's doing. Like he's just trying to secure his own bag, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you do that to him and and he kind of realized that you're seeing it's kind of serious business here. What kind of test do you think it is to realize that is it honesty? Right? Do you want to test honesty here? Not that you wouldn't be test. It's that it's the sincerity of your words and how you're expressing it that really makes him realize that like you mean serious fucking business.
That's fair. Appropriately, this is going to be a coin flip.
Do you think this is honesty though? Or It could be something
Yes.
else. I'm open to it, but yeah, to
I
me
think it's honesty. 'Cause,
again
like,
candor. It's like no, but I could have,
Candor.
and like no,
Yeah.
this has actually happened to me, dude, and this is mine. And whether or not he believes you is based on, I think, your honesty.
No.
trait.
No, I did not. That was not good.
Yeah. Well, I think okay, no big deal. I think the thing here is that he would have on a better day, but I think his buddies around here has given him a little bit more fort, you know.
All right. That's fair.
He's like, no. So we're gonna I don't give a shit where you got your coin. We're gonna pay iron, and he's gonna look at it. Whichever one of you old men's ready, fight. First blood.
Gareth's gonna turn to like Erwin with like if you want to, I know I got us into this, like but if you want to, that's fine.
Your coin. He gives you back your coin, and he kind of stands up and kind of stretches because he's getting ready to fight now.
Sure.
You know, he seems pretty limber. Picks up the sword. He doesn't do one of those like, you know, he doesn't do anything like that. But you know, he taps the sword on his boot.
He's doing the whole
it rings.
shtick.
He's doing
Yeah,
the whole thing.
he just gets limbered. You know.
So is Gareth asking Erwin to accept a duel, or are you?
No, I'm
sort of
asking if you.
apologizing?
Yeah, well, a little bit of an apology, but like also if you, as a person, wanted to fight him, that's fine too. I don't want to like co-opt all these scenes.
Yeah. Erwin's fine with fighting him. This little pipsqueak.
I mean, truth be told, you probably have to put on some like extra armor. Like you probably weren't, you know, wearing your like full helmet and shit while you're just running around, right?
That's true.
Like you know, you want to ride around with all that stuff when you don't have to. Absolutely, you're not gonna do
heavy
that.
as shit.
Yeah, and so you find the person. Yeah, like so you're like, oh, okay, give me a second. Let me just get my stuff ready. And so it's like, oh, cool. I'm just gonna stretch and get ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. Like again, like death is not even thought about in this, right? This is entirely like just a challenge.
Erwin will fight. He's got no problem with that. It's been a while since he's fought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the quiet ones finally wants to talk.
He's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna draw his sword.
Yeah.
Is he mute? Pointing to Gareth, to this guy.
I think Gareth is done talking too. Gareth. What Gareth does is like motions for the squires to come watch.
Doesn't matter. You heard his accent. You can barely understand him anyways. You know.
Are we mounted or?
No. You're on foot. You're just literally in the middle of the road. You know, like but the cicadas or whatever. Like there's the bugs are buzzing around. Just mud and shit, and just it rained. A couple days ago. Just
so pissed off.
Yeah, just hot. It's like they're like the hottest part of the year, and you're hot that you have to put this shit on, and you're like, yeah, and you're gonna fight, yeah. And then so like you get squared up, and you have that those moments of that piece right before the battle, and you're like, are you sure it's just a little bit of he could save you a lot of honor. Just pay us the coin, go on your way. Don't want to embarrass you in front of your friends.
If you'd rather not fight, then you can let us pass.
I'm trying to be generous. I'm eager to fight. What is your name?
Erwin of Cholderton.
Erwin. Never heard of it. I'm Calmond.
Never heard of you.
Oh. Well, at least we'll know each other after this, Chow. You ready?
Yes.
Cool. There's no passions for this, because I think it's just pretty much just a fight. Straight sword versus sword.
Sword v sword. All right. Here we go.
He gets you.
Ooh, he does. Nice. Just barely, too. That was good.
Look, dude. So
well, if he gets to the armor, right?
Yeah. Right. So I'll describe it for a moment. Yeah. He is young, and his reflexes get the better of you.
Certainly.
As what it is. Let's do the damage, right? Whoops. /R 46. 14. Not enough through the armor, right?
Not through the armor.
So I think what happens, right? Like he gets you good. He basically does like a quick parry, or you try to do it, and he expects you to do it and stuff, and then he does that sort of like hits your arm, or like it goes right off your chainmail like intentionally, and like kind of gives you that kind of like kick thing, and you kind of you actually have to make a test, don't you? Is 14 higher than your dexterity?
Let's see. 14's higher my dexterity. Is it taking damage or just the
No,
raw damage?
it's the raw
It's
damage.
the raw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll take.
Right. So he like
Ooh.
kicks you. Right? Do you stumble over?
Ooh,
Yeah,
he
you stumble
stumbles.
over. Yeah.
Nice.
He's like, and he looks over to his friends, right? You know, and they're like, yeah, dude, my boy. You know, they're Coleman, you know, as they're kind of chanting to him. It's like, are you sure, man? You can still just pay.
At this point, I'd rather have the sport.
All right. Do you need a hand up? Are you good?
I'm fine.
All right. Do you want to
yeah,
break?
I think Erwin is
do you
secretly
need a break?
like
It's pretty hot out here. I mean, if you wanna break, you can.
let's get this over with. As he enjoys himself in this bit of sport.
Yeah.
I think you will. I think Erwin's
you're
going to let him know that
yeah.
he's like, this is not fun, but this is, it's for the love of fighting.
It's important nightly
Absolutely.
quality.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right.
All right. One, two.
All right, Sir Erwin of Cholderton. What stuff are you made of? It's you again.
Not again.
Gets you again.
Very good. This guy.
This guy.
16.
That's
So
exactly.
That's exactly the armor.
That's exact. So it doesn't break.
Yeah.
Right. Dexterity test again.
Oof.
Yeah. He gets you again. There's a, it's the opposite this time. Like he feints instead, waiting for you to expect the parry. Gets behind you and kicks you forward this time. You know, and like hacks you like real hard with a sword in your back, but it obviously doesn't break anything, right? And you stumble down, and you just eat earth.
Yeah.
Again, and it's like, and he's kind of getting tired too, because actually, even being young, this shit's hard. And he's like, "Are you sure, man? You done?"
Now, honor must be restored.
Okay.
And I think Erwin is. I mean, in this case,
Yeah.
I don't think he's taking it too personally. This is more of a. I actually kind of like this guy's spunk.
Yeah, yeah, he is. He's being a show off.
He's
right
got
now,
some
right?
moxie.
Yeah, he's being a show off, right? Gareth, like, do you feel a need to step in? Erwin's kind of getting his butt kicked, but he's got this, right?
Yeah.
Anything for you to interject, or are you good? Just wait.
No, Gareth is actually paying more attention to the squires right now.
Sure.
He's
they're-
and he's afterwards he's going to have some questions for them about what they saw.
Yeah, cool. Teachable moments.
That's exactly
That's all I want. That's all I want out of this game. All right, cool.
Yeah. All right.
All
Let's
right,
try
so,
this
yeah.
again. Come on, dice.
Be an 8. You do. There you go. So he's getting tired. He's getting
There you go.
He's
Yeah, there
getting.
it goes.
You drew him into a web of complicity. He was okay. Wait. You rolled,
That's a crit.
that was a crit. You rolled a crit. That's not. Hold on a second. You didn't get. Oh my God! You got him.
Oh.
in one with exactly
in
one,
one.
the most
And-
controlled cut.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Hold on.
crit
Oh,
shit.
this is
Pretty nice.
this is so good. Hold on. Okay. And he does fall. Right. So he gets up and he's like, "Well, you still didn't draw blood." And they're like, "Colin."
The camera
Colin,
follows
yeah.
his arm down,
Yeah.
and there's like
And
a
he-
single drop.
Yep. Exactly. And it drips out of his gauntlet, and you're like, "Well." Sheath his sword. Puts his hand out to you.
I'll pick him up. I'll help him up.
Yeah. Not bad.
It's quite
Sir Erwin.
Good sport.
Nice.
And does it this is a mercenary, right?
Yeah, he's a mercenary knight. He's probably like living at the house of the nearby guy, or not. Maybe this is really how he's making his money. He just sleeps on the side of the road. He doesn't really tell you. But
Right.
Yeah.
If you find yourself in need of employment, Cholderton isn't too far away. And he's going to flip him 2 denarii.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
There. And,
Gareth?
he throws the money to his friends. He's like, "Shut the fuck up." And he got beat. Don't you say a goddamn thing to his friends,
It's more than a year and a half since Erwin fought, so he's kind of
Yeah. Gareth is going to mount up and make sure that Coleman sees him give that challenge coin one last flip before he puts it away.
Good shit. And yeah, I think that's, and we'll get into the teachable moments next session. I think that's a good spot to end, because that's really cool, right? So we start back on the road about the lessons, reflecting on it as we get into the place, and yeah, it'd be good. Awesome. Yeah, that was fun.
That was good.
It felt a little,
good.
yeah, felt a little dictatorial, but you all roll with it for the best with me as always. So
Yeah, it's all good.
you guys are great. You're wonderful players who understand my brain and can riff off me super well. So
Perfect. It's very good.
Yeah.
good stuff, everybody. Let's do some outros and get out of here. So, Jim, what's new with you? What's going on in the world of the WebDM?
Wow. So much and so little. It feels like years pass between weeks, and yet here we are. I am Jim of WebDM. We have a YouTube channel. We talk about Dungeons and Dragons and other tabletop RPGs. You can check us out over on our two channels, actually, WebDM and WebDM Plays. I'm writing a lot lately, and hopefully within the next few months, you guys will be able to check out some of that. But you know how it is. The life of a freelance content creator, you can't talk about anything, but there's a lot to talk about. So that's where I'm at.
Cool.
Nice.
Colin.
Hi, I'm Colin, Mr. Cool Guy. I am writing for the Phantom Roll Booth. I make RPGs and do RPG adjacent stuff. You can find some of the micro RPGs I've written over on phantomrollbooth.itch.io, which I just dumped in chat. Additionally, keep an eye on my Twitter at ColinItLikeIC, because I'm going to be in the Eat the Rich anthology, published on DriveThruRPG. It's going to be in a zine dedicated to revolution is the theme. So check that out when it comes online.
Awesome. Yeah. I'll be picking it up. You better let me know when it comes out.
Oh, I ain't gonna be shy.
Good. Cool. Yeah. And then for me, let's see here. Obviously, we got my Pendragon. I love this game so much, and I'm always thankful that I see the same faces and new faces in chat every week. You come by to watch this stuff. Wednesdays, I got my Sunfall Cycle on Jesse Cox's channel. And Fridays, I'm playing Wrath and Glory on my friend ELH's channel, where I play Sister of Battle. And then, and of course, Sundays is my my BattleTech Pendragon Oath of Endosteel, AP Gaming Reels channel. And if you aren't watching that, I would highly recommend you all binge that. That is a very fun game. If you like Pendragon, then it's Pendragon with mechs. Okay, so it's very cool. The modern stuff that AP's done for that game. Just here an idea for why it's super nice. Every year at the start of spring, there's interview questions from like the TV show people about sort of the drama and things that you guys answer, as well as putting your own spin into it, right? So that's sort of how you get the news, and you get to answer stuff, like literally a kind of confessional thing. And he sets up all these different stuff with the same Donegal Broadcasting Network. It's super good. Anyways, like that's one reason, let alone the mech fights and all that kind of stuff. So it's very cool. All right, and with that, we'll be out of here. We should be good to go next week. So we'll see you there for the conclusion parts of year 496. All right, so take care, everybody, and stay glorious.